What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. It's at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below. This one's entitled My Thoughts on Tyrese's situation. I have a lot of things I want to say, so I'm gonna hit a lot of different things. So first and foremost, I don't think people should be clowning the guy for that, because anybody who's a father, fathers have the same emotions about their children as mothers do. Like, we all are human beings, we all have emotions. So you get shook up behind your child. Like, the worst cry I ever heard in my life was when my best friend died. The way his father cried at the funeral. I'm still shaken by that. But and people seem to forget that. Another thing about his situation that people just don't want to see is we already know. We can see this woman's history, and she's been following protocol of many other women who've done the same thing. You gotta remember, he got married. And what do most men with children and most women who watch, whether they're single or married, know about a man who moves on with his life and gets a girlfriend or wife? What is one of the first things that ex who happens to be that child's mother does? Goes to court. Either files an increase, files to keep the child away as far as custody, plays all kinds of games. Everybody knows this. So to act like, oh, I don't know what happened before this. You do know what happened before this. Because she had filed that motion maybe a month, 2 months ago. And people in social media was like, oh, he got married. You know she about to do. The other thing about a situation that bothers me is, they say hell has no fury like a woman scorned. That goes for his daughter too. Because when his daughter sees him in social media crying like that, see, that wasn't necessarily for y'all, but I know he lives his life on social media. It's not my thing, but some people do that. But he lives his life on social media, and yeah, the courts might not care. Men and women may clown him for that. But his daughter, and people might say he's an actor, he might just be acting. His daughter, she knows her dad. So if she takes that as sincere, that's all that matters. And if she takes that as sincere and her dad's feeling like that, and she know her mother's really behind it, see, it's going to be a big problem in that house. Another thing, and I'm going to say a lot of other things, like, what do women normally do when they want to get back at a guy? You hit his pockets, you say he's abusive, and you're in fear. And society has this knee-jerk reaction. Like, remember when I like the movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. And there's a scene where Danny Glover talks to him, and he's like, man, you know what? I'm like a little puppet because they pulled my little patriotic string, and I just dance a little bit, and I'm not proud of it, but that's what I do. But he's aware that he does it. And society seems to not be aware that every time a woman, especially a mother, screams foul against a father, society just jumps. Oh, she's a helpless mother. She's trying to protect her child. And we do it over and over and over and over and over again, to the point that society has been burned by so many women that we don't stop when a woman is doing it and say, wait, I've seen this a million times. And I've sided with a woman a million times. And I've come to find out after the papers were signed, and after the gavel, after they waved the gavel, and after the judgment was in her favor, and after the money goes to her, and after she gets the house, and after she gets the kid, and And after we can't reverse these rulings because, nobody goes against the previous judge in an appeal. And people go, oh my God, I don't like this chick. I don't like these chicks. They played me. And that's the thing. He beat me. He beat you when you were pregnant, but he left you. I don't trust you. Because now you bringing this up. Quite convenient. He beat my daughter. He kneed her. He put his knee in her back. So he arrested her and beat her. That's what he did. And, we've seen this same knee-jerk reaction. Adrian Peterson had the same problem. You should never. And what happened? They treated him worse than they treated the guy who killed his other kid. Just saying. People clown, just like they clown Rob Kardashian, because it's an emotional thing. Messing with his family, his child. But it's a man. Men shouldn't have, you can mess with men's kids. It's women's kids you can't mess with. But they're the same person. That's the same kid, though. And I can run a laundry list of guys who we've seen this with over the years. Even though people don't realize, to me, part of the reason why people hate LeVar Ball is because how he checked the old girl at that thing. She was supposed to be able to put out in the world that he was a horrible father. He wasn't supposed to defend that when he saw her. One of the other things about these types of situations is men are never supposed to respond. Which I find that odd, because it's funny how it gets worse because men don't respond. If a man doesn't respond, he really must not care about his child. If a man does respond, oh, you see, he's getting emotional. He might be a detriment to that child. See, this is where you put guys in a no-win situation. And moving forward about this. Now, if when you switch genders, all of this makes perfect sense and it's perfectly fine. And this is where people's logic goes left to me. Because if it was the other way around, people would say, how dare you keep that woman from her child? She's giving you $13,000 a month and she gets married to a new guy and all of a sudden she's abusive to the child and now you broke her down and she done went crazy on social media. She's lost her jobs. What's wrong with you? But when it's a guy who says that, it's par for the course. This always happens. It's society so ingrained in it that it's no big deal. Another guy, whatever. Which goes to him crying on social media and making it look like a spectacle. People forget. Do you remember when Deion Sanders was divorcing his ex-wife and she was hitting him and he just curled up and filmed it on camera like he was getting beat on? Because everybody knew good and damn well that Prime could have went completely ballistic on that woman. And it wouldn't have been nothing on the earth that could stop her or a couple of other guys from stopping him because of his athleticism in general. That becomes a problem. So, but that was used in his favor in court because now you can say the woman's abusive. You get what I'm saying? So he's just basically doing the same thing, or it could be used that way. Another thing, there is no right way for a guy to respond. See, if you crying like Tyrese, you a punk. If you petty, if you acting like 50 Cent, you petty. Because he being petty, right? But what these women do, that's not petty. That's not vindictive. It is petty, it's vindictive, it's evil, but everybody accepts it because this is how mothers act with children. And this is how society falls in line with, oh, we got to jump to her age. She screwed me. And this is the part that really gets me about this situation. For one, brothers, some of y'all brothers, y'all ain't got his back. Like, really? Really? I find that real. I don't see how y'all gonna be all on social media all these years and have all this gender war stuff to say. And I say how these women are doing all these things and how there's a MGTOW movement, an immoral movement, how we're doing female effery, you know, and how they got a time like us, and how, you know, how people are such big fans of Tommy Sotomayor. And then all of a sudden, when another guy gets in another type situation, y'all clowning him. Yeah, I mean, don't y'all think that's a little hypocritical? For the ladies, I'm gonna tell y'all something. When it comes to this, you're winning. But ultimately, in our lifetime, you ladies are gonna deal with so much backlash, and nobody's gonna care. They're gonna be indifferent, just the same way people are indifferent to white people right now, and it's gonna continue to be indifferent. It's only gonna get worse from this point on out, because you gotta understand something. All of these laws and everything was based on the idea of men in the past is negative ways. But now it's evident that not only do y'all match those ways, y'all exceed those ways. So because the laws haven't changed, you're still benefiting off of it, even though society on one end, like I said earlier, the minute you scream foul, everybody jumps up and capes for you and simps for you, and then falls back and looks at the situation and go, oh my God, I did it again. To the point where when people are in society, outside of the court and the law and the legal system, they don't like women. They don't like seeing women. They don't like seeing women with children. They don't like seeing single mothers. They don't like y'all. They don't like seeing y'all come. They don't want y'all to come to school. They don't like y'all kids in the schools. They don't like y'all. Now, where it's going to get worse for y'all is men are almost at the point where it's that we've accepted that we're enemies, because y'all have shown us time and time again that we're enemies, and the gloves are going to come off. If we can't do this stuff legally, guys are going to start going outside of the law. And we can't say it's not a history of that working, because guess what? Your crazy baby daddy that's been locked up, you'll never give him these kind of problems. He crazy. He'll kill everybody. So I'm going to have a baby by somebody responsible, and I'm going to fleece him for everything he got so I can take care of both of these babies, because I don't want to mess with the crazy one. And here's what you don't understand. The guy who's the most peaceful is normally, when push comes to shove, the most savage. You know, because he has nothing else to lose. He was responsible because he wanted to take care and protect of all the things that he created and acquired in life, because he has love for them. So when you rob them of the opportunity to love his own creation, that, you know, if God was a husband and the devil was a wife, and she snatched, you know, Jesus from God, you do realize biblically, wrath had no gender. God did not care if it was man, woman, or child who had to pay. Anybody could get it. And guys are about to start acting like that. And and some of you ladies are like, it's never going to happen. Have you not paid attention? Like, a woman put her kids in the oven. Women are killing their kids at least once a month now. And nothing's really happening to them, because they're not going to do life. You know, you see constant clips of paternity fraud and child support fraud and visitation issues and parental alienation and turning kids against the other parent, and cops coming to houses knowing that these mothers are dead wrong, but I got to do my job. Judges knowing these women are dead wrong, I got to do my job. It's the law. Lawyers knowing they dead wrong, I got to do my job. I'm telling you, ladies, this for your own good. That day is gonna come where these guys are just gonna say, "F it, I ain't got nothing to lose," and it is what it is. Like, I could get into. And matter of fact, I'm gonna do a podcast. My first podcast I'm gonna do on Sunday. I'm gonna do it on this subject. We out.